The Netherlands just made a shocking move.
Nexperia.
Chinese-owned chip maker Nexperia.
Europe just drew a red line in the global tech war.
The Dutch government took control over a Chinese-owned company to protect its national security. And it's happening right in the middle of the trade war between China and the US, where the Netherlands and Europe are now very clearly taking a side.
The Dutch government has taken control of Nexperia.
The Dutch economy minister says the move was driven by national security concerns. Both Wingtech and Beijing have condemned the Dutch move.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Sharmin Emalin Muhammad Zaihan. My metric number is 2023862728. In this video, I'm going to talk about the ongoing Nexperia issues which involve three countries, which is the United States, the Dutch government, and also China. Have you guys heard about the Nexperia issues online? No? Did you know that this issue is quite serious as it affects international business? In this video, I'm going to tell you guys the issues, the factors, the impact, and recommendation on these issues. The Nexperia issue started when the Dutch government took control of a Chinese-owned chip company, Wingtech, saying it was for national security. However, this move upset China and made tensions and the US and Europe worse, because chips are important for many industries. This political decision disrupted global supply chains and affected companies around the world. The Nexperia issue is a strong example of what we learned in Chapter 2, which focuses on legal and political focus in international business. In this case, the Dutch government intervened in a Chinese-owned semiconductor company due to national security concerns. This action demonstrated the power governments have to step in, limit ownership, or even take control of foreign firms when national interests are involved. For Nexperia, this created uncertainty over business operations. One of the major factors is United States export control. In September 2025, the United States imposed affiliate rules that affected Nexperia company. The US Department of Commerce expanded export control to any company on the US Entity List, which Wingtech is on the list. The US Entity List is a trade blacklist created by the US government. It includes foreign companies, organizations, and individuals that the US believes pose risk to national security. Companies on the list are not able to buy US technology. In the Nexperia case, its parent company was already on the entity list, which means when the US applied the affiliate rules, it indirectly affected Nexperia because it's 100% owned by the Wingtech. The second factor is the Dutch government intervention. After new affiliate rules were announced, the Dutch government feared that China might relocate the company or stop supplying semiconductors altogether. The Dutch government took an extraordinary step. It invoked the Goods Availability Act, a law originally used during the Cold War. This legislation allowed the government to step in and take control of Nexperia's key decisions without formally owning the company. The government blocked major actions such as relocating assets, dismissing executives, and even suspended the Chinese CEO. This intervention was not about ownership, it was about control. The primary goal was to secure a stable supply of semiconductors for European industries and protect economic stability. However, by blending national security concerns with emergency economic powers, the situation becomes far more complex. The next factor is China retaliation. After the Dutch government intervened in Nexperia, China struck back. Beijing limited exports of critical semiconductors products and publicly criticized the Netherlands, signaling its determination to protect Chinese companies and assert its influence in the global technology market. What started as a single national security move quickly spiraled into an international struggle over control, technology, and global supply chains. One of the effects from this Nexperia issues is economic impacts. It creates several economic effects on Nexperia. Trade restrictions and export control increase operating costs because the company must follow strict regulations, find alternative suppliers, and change production locations. Supply chain disruptions caused by political and economic instability may lead to delays, higher material costs, and lower production efficiency. These economic effects reduce profitability and make long-term financial planning more difficult. Secondly, the international business effect. Did you know that political tensions between countries can directly slow down car production worldwide? The political tensions between these three countries have had a significant impact on Nexperia's international business operations. As a result, the global semiconductor supply chain has been disrupted, affecting not only chip manufacturers but also major downstream industries, especially the automotive sector. One clear example is Toyota. Despite being well known for its strong supply chain management, Toyota faced production cuts when chip deliveries were delayed. The company was forced to temporarily reduce output at several plants, which impacted delivery schedules and sales. Ford was even more heavily affected, particularly in North America. The company had to halt production at certain factories and in some cases produce vehicles without specific electronic features. These missing components were planned to be installed later once chip supplies became available. Similarly, Mercedes-Benz experienced a decline in third-quarter profits in 2025 due to the global supply chain crisis. In response, CEO Ola Kalenius actively sought alternative chip supplies worldwide to secure production and reduce the impact of ongoing geopolitical tensions on the company's global operations. The Nexperia incident triggered serious political conflict between China, the Netherlands, and the European Union. China strongly criticized the Dutch government's takeover of the company and formally called on the European Union to intervene, turning a national decision into an international political dispute. This situation is also part of the broader US-China technology conflict, where control over critical technologies like semiconductors has become a powerful political weapon. So, how can companies protect themselves from issues like the Nexperia case? One effective strategy is to diversify their chip suppliers across different countries. By not relying on a single supplier or region, companies can significantly reduce the risk of production delays. This approach allows businesses to maintain operations even when one part of the supply chain is affected. In addition, companies can invest in local production by building their own semiconductor facilities or forming partnerships with nearby manufacturers. Together, these strategies help companies become resilient. They reduce dependence on politically sensitive regions and strengthen supply chain stability, allowing business to better withstand disruptions caused by geopolitical conflict. So, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something. Thank you for watching and bye!